My fiancé said, "I have 3 daughters." I replied, "The wedding is canceled." Then I hired a PI, canceled vendors, locked down accounts, saved every receipt, and left the ring at the desk, because a second venue, a second groom, and a federal agent were about to knock. Original post: I am 35, male. My fiancée Serena is 32. We had been together a year and a half. Engaged 3 months, no kids. We were planning a small fall wedding at a state park. I live in a 1-bedroom condo near the river. I work in compliance for a logistics company. I like rules. I like paper trails. Serena said she did freelance event design, mood boards, rentals, a laptop full of venues. She said my steady life made her feel safe. I thought her bright ideas made my quiet life bigger. 2 months before the wedding, she came home with a look I did not know, tight smile, eyes that would not land. "We need to talk," she said. She sat on the arm of the couch. She folded her hands like a student. "I have 3 daughters, teens. They live with family. I kept them private. I was protecting them. You will meet them after the wedding." I felt the words hit like a dropped plate. Loud, then my head went still. We had talked about kids for later. Names, schools. She had never said she already had 3, 16, 15, 14. "Why tell me now?" I asked. "They are coming to the wedding," she said. I could not hide it. I went for a walk. I sat by the river. I watched water hit rocks in small beats. I tried to line up 18 months of stories with what she had just said. The lines did not meet. I went home. I said we would talk tomorrow. I kept my voice even. I did not ask more questions. I made coffee I did not drink. Then I took my first step. I opened my laptop and found a licensed private investigator. I read reviews. I called. I said I needed a background check before a wedding. I paid a retainer. I sent Serena's full name, date of birth, and the city she gave me. I added 2 old package addresses from her shoots. I asked for speed. I also told myself not to expect it. I made a folder on my desktop and named it Serena. I saved screenshots of her social pages. I saved copies of our venue contract. I saved the ring receipt and the insurance note. I opened a text file and wrote the date and the exact words she had said. I took photos of her driver's license from the day we booked the venue. I put those in the folder too. That was the first action, not a fight. A file. Update 1. The PI called the next afternoon. His voice was flat and calm. "Does she use any other names?" he asked. "Not that I know," I said. "Her social shows multiple aliases," he said. "One repeats, Valerie Simmons." I wrote it down, Valerie Simmons. He asked for that license photo. I sent it. He called back 2 hours later. "The license is real," he said. "But the address is a small building with fast turnover. Also, there is a marriage record in another state for a Valerie S. Same birth year. The petition to annul is recent. I do not see any birth records for 3 girls under her current last name. I do see guardianship orders for 3 girls tied to a Valerie Simmons. The face in that file looks like your fiancé. High school yearbook backs it up." He texted the yearbook page. Same face, darker hair. The caption said Val. "What does this mean?" I asked. "It means the name you know is likely not her legal name," he said. "It also means there may be other partners and other households. I can keep looking." "Keep looking," I said. That night Serena made pasta. She hummed. She floated around the stove like none of this existed. "Can I see a picture of the girls?" I asked. "I want to start learning faces." "They are shy," she said. "No social, you will meet them later." I nodded. I went to the bedroom and texted the PI. I asked for travel searches for both names, flights, hotels, dress shops. He said he would check. 2 days later he emailed a list. A flight next weekend. A dress fitting in another city. A venue walk-through. All lined up with a work trip she had told me about. There was a man's name tied to a registry. Same wedding date as ours. Different state. I felt my stomach drop and then settle. The ground did not move after that. I asked Serena to meet at a coffee shop near the courthouse, public, 2 in the afternoon. She sent a heart. I brought a manila folder. I left my anger at home. She sat down with a soft smile. "What is this?" she asked. I slid the first sheet across the table. The public record for Valerie S. with a small photo. She stared. Her jaw set in a slow way. She reached. I kept a finger on the corner. "This is you," I said. "This name, this marriage record, this annulment, these flights, this other man. There is even a registry for a blender we already bought." "You are being dramatic," she said. I slid the guardianship orders. "3 girls tied to a Valerie, not to your current name. You kept them from me. You planned to marry me. You also planned to marry someone else." "It is complicated," she said. "I was protecting them. I was protecting me. We can fix this." "No," I said, "we cannot." I handed her 1 page with 4 lines. "Wedding is cancelled. Venue notified. My accounts are secured. Remove yourself from any access. Return my ring by Friday or I will report it stolen. Do not contact me except by email." She tried to hold my eyes. She tried to make me move first. I did not. I stood up and left. Update 2, I called vendors and canceled. I lost deposits. I kept my name. I emailed family and friends. "The wedding is off. We are safe. Please do not contact Serena." Then I turned off my phone for a day. The PI kept working. He found 2 men who had paid ring deposits to a Valerie in the last year. He found a cluster of short leases. He found a web of emails tied to event ads and investor meetups. He found a federal case number already open for a fraud ring out of 3 cities. He told me to call a tip line. I called and gave the packet and names. They thanked me. Serena emailed. "I will bring the ring if we can talk." I replied by email only. "Leave it with my building front desk at 3. She did. It was clean. A receipt sat in the bag like a parting shrug. A week later, the PI sent a link to a small town paper. A man had filed a civil suit against a woman named Valerie S. for fraud. The photo was Serena. The comments said, "She did this to me too." I saved the page. Then a federal agent called. He asked me to meet in person. We met in a dull office with a flag in the corner. He asked for my file. He read it. He took copies. He asked if I had seen other names. I showed him a shipping label with a different last name. He nodded like a peace fit. "Do not contact her," he said. "If she contacts you, save it. We will be in touch." Serena tried a public swing. She posted a long note about a controlling fiancé and hinted I had threatened her kids. She did not use my name, but the shape fit me. I took screenshots and sent them to the agent and my lawyer. I did not post a reply. My hands stayed still. The PI asked to share my documents with another man. Same timeline, same city as her work trip. I said yes. That man called me later. We spoke for 10 minutes. Calm, tired. He said she had a dress fitting on Saturday. I said we had put a deposit down 2 weeks before. We thanked each other and hung up. 2 weeks later, the agent called again. "We executed warrants this morning," he said. "We took her into custody. There will be charges. You may be asked for a statement. Do not post. Keep your head down." I put my phone face down and sat on the floor. I felt the space around me shift from loud to simple. Serena emailed from a new address. "Please," she wrote. "You ruined my life. I can explain. I need you." I wrote 1 line. "Communicate through your attorney or the agent. Do not contact me." I forwarded it and blocked the address. Her lawyer called once. He asked to talk. I called the agent. He said do not engage. I did not. She tried to reach the other man too. He told her no. He sent me a copy of her message. I sent it to the agent. The PI passed updates to both of us as the case moved. The web was bigger than 1 person. 4 names showed up. 2 cities I had never visited showed up. A pattern of deposits and quick exits showed up. My life did not stop. I went to work. I ran by the river. I fixed a cabinet door. I checked my credit. I changed passwords again. Update 3, 3 days after the arrest, Serena sent another email from a 3rd address. "For the girls," she wrote, "meet me. They need your help." I set 1 condition. "If we speak at all, it will be by phone with the agent on the line," I wrote. "No meetings, no private calls, no messages beyond this thread." She sent 2 more notes. "You always loved my light," she wrote. "You can rescue me." I forwarded them and blocked that address too. The other fiancé asked to meet in person. I said yes to a public place at noon. We shook hands like 2 men stepping out of a fog. He showed me a half-paid invoice for a venue in his city. I showed him our canceled contract. We both laughed once at how similar the fonts were. We each said one true line. He said, "I wanted to be chosen." I said, "Me too." We did not meet again. Serena's mother tried to pass a letter through the agent. He asked if I wanted it. I said no, not out of anger, out of care for my own head. Final update: it has been 14 months since Serena sat on my couch and said she had 3 daughters. The case moved in slow steps and then in one quick day. The U.S. attorney filed charges for wire fraud and conspiracy. The indictment named 2 accomplices. The legal name in the filing was Valerie Simmons. Reading it on the page felt like looking at a school photo from a city I never lived in. I wrote a victim statement, short, calm. She used false identities to secure deposits and promises, I wrote. She planned a wedding with me while planning another with someone else. This was not a messy breakup. This was a pattern. The advocate thanked me. I chose not to speak in court. She took a plea. There was restitution for named victims. There was time in custody and then supervised release. I did not go to sentencing. I read the summary online. I closed the tab. I put the PDF in the folder and then moved the folder to an external drive. My family learned the short version. She was not who she said, I told them. The government handled it. My mother cried a little and then baked bread. My father asked if I had frozen my credit. I said yes. He nodded and changed the subject to the weather. I was grateful. I started dating again in spring. I met Meyer at a weekend class where you make bread that looks wrong and then better. On our second date, I told her the truth. I ended an engagement because of lies, I said. I am careful now, she said. That is fair. We go slow. We like quiet. She asks good questions and does not push for fast answers. The other fiancé sent a note in the fall. Married someone honest, he wrote. I wrote back, good. Work is steady. I read contracts and make checklists. I run before sunrise and watch the river make small sounds on the rocks. I sleep. I can look at my phone in the morning without bracing. That feels like a new thing and also like an old thing I forgot. People ask what I kept, not the photos, not the ring shots. Not the news story. I kept one index card from the first night. It says, write it down, call a pro, do not argue. It sits under a paperclip in my desk. It is not a trophy. It is a map. I think about the girls sometimes. I hope they are with people who use their real names. I hope they have quiet dinners and late homework and dull safety. I hope the adults do better by them than Serena did by me. I am not angry now. I am precise. I check names against records. I ask for last names and simple facts. I do not feel ashamed of that. Trust can stand next to a search bar. Love can stand next to a file. Last week I pulled down the box that used to hold seating charts. I found one page with my last name and hers in a font I do not like anymore. I folded it once, then again. I put it in the recycling, then I went for a run. The river sounded the same as it did the day I opened the first file. If you are where I was, here is what worked. Believe the small mismatch. Write down the exact words. Get help from someone who does this for a living. Cancel what needs canceling even when it hurts. Tell the truth to people who matter and stay quiet online. If crime is the shape of the story, call the right number and step back. Where is the revenge? It did not look like shouting. It looked like a calm file, a signed form, a returned ring, and a door that closed behind me when I chose it. It looked like an agent's voice saying, "We will handle it," and me letting them. The last line I keep is simple. When someone shows you a name that bends light, turn on a brighter lamp. Then keep walking toward the part of your life that stands up fine in daylight.